itself to me.
Right.
In a sense, having committed myself to this drive to 1981, for those of you at home, you find some scant reference to this on this poster. This drive to 1981 commits me for 2.5 years to be working substantially in the marketplace in positions of public access and accessibility. And having made that decision, I don't really have to worry too much about what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously the details will be filled in as the drive continues and so on. But rather than sitting around wondering, is this the life for me, should I be doing better things, and so on, all my energies can simply go into this particular campaign. I think the analogy here would be, there's a little story of a Sufi master who says, choice, freedom. I have no choice. I can only do the will of God. This is freedom. Now, from one point of view, I would view this drive to 1981 as being a personal discipline. But from a practical point of view, having determined to do it, it saves me an awful lot of energy, wondering, should I be doing other things?
Yeah.
Is this the right thing to do?
Yeah. All that self-doubt is
now, one thing I found about being interviewed, the people that come along with extensive notes and research, as soon as final draft Robert Fripp interview, if you know exactly the questions you're going to ask, this implies that you know what my answers will be.
Not at all.
No.
We outlined what we're
not.
curious about.
Right.
We boiled it down,
Right.
and wherever the conversation goes,
Chances are we won't cover most of this. It's just if the opportunity should arise, I should be prepared.
All right.
So we go to number 2?
All right, let's move on to number 2.
If you don't mind delving into the past for a couple of minutes, personally, myself, and I'm sure the Baffamundo audience would be curious about certain past Crimson members, some of which we have never heard of since. We know what's happened to Bill Bruford and John Wetton. There are certain people such as Ian Wallace, Gordon Haskell, the Giles brothers, David Cross, Jamie Muir. We haven't heard anything from them.
Let's go from the beginning. Michael Giles left King Crimson to get married. And that's essentially what he is. He's married with a son, living 3 miles down the road from Wimborne in Dorset.
He's not in music anymore?
In the sense that Michael Giles,
excuse me,
as one would say in England, is. Michael Giles, he has done some sessions, but in terms of what Mike can really do, no, I don't think he's done very much since he left. Ian MacDonald, obviously with Foreigner. Greg Lake was with Emerson, Lake and Palmer. He also lives just 3 or 4 miles down the road from Wimborne. Peter Giles is a solicitor's clerk. Has been outside of music for 9 years, 10 years. Then Mel Collins played saxophone on the Rolling Stones' Some Girls. Ian Wallace...
Campbell.
He's in Campbell.
Yes. Does other sessions. Ian Wallace was Bob Dylan's drummer.
Ah.
Boz Burrell with Bad Company.
Right.
David Cross...
Figure it out.
David Cross bought a bicycle and cycled across Southern Ireland with his violin. I've not seen or heard of him since. And there's a story there. And when it was determined that, for a number of reasons, David would have to leave the band, I said, I'm going to tell David. This was the very last gig in America, very last King Crimson gig, actually, July the 1st, 1974. And I said, I shall tell David. And they said, no, you can't tell David. He'd jump out the window.